Okay, Daddy, here's the setup. I got a copper wire of a bit thicker gauge, which has about 500 turns to it. I have a 38 gauge wire, also copper, also with 500 turns to it, and a slightly thinner loop of 38 gauge wire, about 250 turns, right? The theory is that when this copper wire moves back and forth between the magnets, right, that it'll induce a voltage, which isn't working, and I need to understand why. Alright, what do I need to do in order to create this voltage? Right, my setup is that the copper wire is attached, to an ammeter. Right, and there's the ammeter. Over there, reads down to millivolts. Right, now it's attached to the ammeter. Right, and the ammeter reads nothing. The ammeter is now in millivolts. The ammeter reads nothing. Nothing. Right? In order to make the setup a bit more interesting, the copper wire, right, is attached here to the input of my speakers, which has an amp system in it. Right? The amp is currently turned on. You can see the little green light. And it's also at maximum. Right? Which means that when you run this copper wire back and forth between the speakers, I should be hearing something in my speakers. In these speakers, I should hear something. I hear nothing. Right? This perhaps is a bit bulky. I've tried the same with this guy. I hear nothing. Right? To make my confusions a bit more, I have tried a continuity experiment with this 9-volt battery, which works. Right? And I've attached it to one of these 38 gauge wires. Right? As you can see the attachment. You can't see the attachment. It's attached there. Right? And then this side I can connect to my amp meter, right? Well, it's hard to do it in film. But when it's attached to my amp meter, right, my amp meter reads almost nothing. However, when my amp meter is attached to the actual battery, right, my amp meter reads 8 volts. Right? So, for some reason, probably due to the change in the diameter of the wire, I can't seem to conduct 8 volts through this coil, which could be a part of the reason why these coils aren't working, but I'm not really certain. See if you guys have any answers out there. Thanks.